Up on dry range, dreams come true. Sunshine sky so blue. Feel the warmth on your face.
Good evening, my little angel.
The ocean world has come alive so vividly and brilliantly in the first part of the story. What do you like most about it? Besides the beautiful scenery, the underwater kingdom's emotional life, family dynamics and rituals have many interesting aspects that we'll discuss today. And those first feelings when Ariel surfaced for the first time. Let's listen together.
At last, the day we had come for Princess Ariel, the youngest for life, to reach the age of 15. I suppose the introductions are in order. I am Sebastian, a close confidant of Princess Ariel. Though we have not known each other long, our friendship has blossomed beautifully. Today marks a momentous occasion for her. At last, white wolf above the waves, she lives in the depths of the sea. Allow me to recount the hotel for you.
Pacing anxiously in a corner outside the Grand Palace, Sebastian might have been mistaken for the one who was to celebrate a great event. To stave off his nerves, he began narrating events to a presumed audience. Perhaps the shrimp, fish, or starfish circling him. But such matters remain known only to Sebastian. Let us return to the heart of the scene. Inside the palace, the king addressed Ariel.
My daughter has grown up. Come, I shall crown you.
In the vast open hall of the Sea King's palace, with no enclosing walls, fish swam freely around the pillars. Coral and seaweed swayed gently with the current. Light beamed from the pearls with giant lamps, casting a shimmering glow upon the pillars and vaulted ceilings. At the apex of the room stood a splendid throne inlaid with gemstones, starfish, shells, and mother of pearl, both elaborate and refined. Here, the eldest princess managed the household affairs, a role inherited from their late mother. Each morning, she convened with the ladies-in-waiting to deliberate upon the daily workings and well-being of the palace, while the king held a council with princes and general in another chamber. This hall also served as the venue for the traditional coming-up-of-age ceremonies of the king's daughters, presided over by their elder sister instead of both parents.
Today, Ariel will celebrate her 15th birthday. For the youngest princess, the coming-of-age ceremony bore unique significance. A special throne in triskelic bark to depict the battle between a sea serpent and a trident has been placed on the elevated platform. The trident engraved upon the thorn's backrest, and it encrusted with 3 pearls, resembled the very trident that the king himself was never seen without. Seated upon the throne, the king began to groom Ariel's hair. Beside him, the eldest sister sat in a chair adorned with a gemstone and starfish. The other princes and ladies in waiting formed a circle beneath the platform, witnessing the rite. Geiger gently combed his daughter's hair. Iridescent light shimmering from the pearls deepens Ariel's fiery red locks. Her soft silken strand slipped through the large, steady hand of the king. As he worked, Geiger's thoughts of his late wife.
Of all their children, only Ariel had inherited her mother's red hair, the same hair that had compelled him to brave countless battles to win her hand. With meticulous care, Geiger tended to each tress of Ariel's hair.
On the coral table lay resplendent golden paint adorned with pearl and rare red coral, including one shape like a shark's fin, symbolizing the wish for soaring dream and their realization. This was their placement in Ariel's tresses. However, the king chose for Ariel's only the simplest, the pale and starfish. With loving precision, he affixes it to her hair. As both a father and the one who had crushed Ariel in her infancy, Geiger knew well her profound longings for freedom and her fierce determination to trace her share with him in his youth. For the love of his wife, Geiger has forsaken the land to become the ruler of the vast ocean. His mastery over the land and sea had allowed him room to expand and innovate, bringing the prophecy to his people. Even the smallest plankton fell under his reign. Despite this achievement, Geiger did not wish for his daughter to endure the same trial and tribulation he has faced. The starfish pens were his wish for her life to be light and abundant.
Once her hair was adorned, he carefully placed a sea-grown crown inset with pink pearls and emerald green coral upon her head. The crown illuminated Ariel's youthful face. Geiger gazed at his daughter with eyes full of love and pride. He then gently clasped around her neck the emerald necklace that her mother had entrusted to their daughters before her passing. With each piece of jewelry her father added, Ariel grew more radiant. The entire court watched silently, their hearts swelling with pride and joy. Ariel quietly observed her father performing tasks usually reserved for the ladies in waiting when tending to the young mermaid's rites of passage. She reminisced about sitting on his lap as a child, listening to his tales of the vast lands above the sea. Through his stories, Ariel felt a profound love for a land she had only imagined. From these tales, a deep affection for that world blossomed within her. However, since she turned 10, her father had ceased telling her story of the land. The ceremony's final rite arrived. Geiger attached 6 bird pins to her tail. As the first one latched onto her scales, Ariel cried out,
Ouch! It hurts!
Clearing his throat, the king gently replied,
Be brave, Ariel. Bear the pain just a little longer.
One by one, the 5 iridescent pearls were affixed to Ariel's tail in ascending order from the base. The 6th cell, however, was unique, a pinkish purple hue, and it was placed slightly above her knee, parallel to where a human's legs might be. As he fastened it, the king explained,
When you are in danger, hold this shell and call my name.
Ariel marveled at the cell as it shifted colors in the water. now pink, red, and a deep violet? She asked.
No matter where I am or when, Father.
As she posed the question, Ariel noticed that her sister bore a similar distinctive pink cell, something she had never seen before. Yet her curiosity was fleeting. At 15, her thoughts were not consumed with the purse or the weighty crown adorning her head, nor even the unique cells. She longed instead to adorn herself with the delicate flowers from the human gardens she had heard so much about. Later in life, she could forget the exact response her father gave. For now, Ariel awaited the ceremony's completion, her heart fluttering with a tidal wave of excitement and restlessness. At last, the adornment was complete. Ariel exclaimed,
I go now, Father.
With that, she kissed him on the forehead and darted toward the surface. Light as a bubble, quick as a sawfish. The king watched Ariel's fiery red hair trailed behind her as she swam away, a furrow of concern raising his brow.
Ariel lives, so I go too. Goodbye to home. Have a good time.
Princess Ariel and Sabaton immersed upon the surface as the sun dipped below the horizon. The cloud flicked with the hues of orange, and against the fiery sky, the evening star sparkles brightly. The atmosphere was tranquil and refreshing. The sea lay still like a mirror. A gentle breeze stirred the air.
A ship with 3 masts stood rigid, its long sail billowing softly. The sailors were resting. Melodies and laughter drifted from the decks. And as night fell, countless lanterns illuminated the vessel. National flags from various lands fluttered at the ship's bow, dancing in the wind.
Ariel swam closer to the window at the ship's side. Each time the wave lifted her, she caught glimpses inside the vessel. Inside, a myriad of finely dressed guests revelled in luxury. The most striking among them was Prince, seemingly around 16. Today, she marked his birthday celebration. The sailors danced joyfully aboard the ship as the prince stepped out. Hundreds of fireworks exploded into the air. The brilliant display lit up the night like day, causing Ariel to dive below the surface in fear. Moments later, she raised her head, feeling like a star had fallen around her. Never before had Ariel witnessed such firework. There was blooms of red, vivid as the sun, spiraling and whistling, and the other that soared high into the azure sky, their reflections simmering upon the crystal clear sea. The ships glowed brightly, revealing every detail and making the figures aboard even more straightforward.
How handsome he is.
I've traveled to many places and seen numerous princes. Engaged who possess beauty such as his.
He's a prince, isn't he? How could Sebastian know?
This type of vessel is a royal ship. And look at the flag bearing a royal crest amidst all those international banners. His attire is the most elegant of all. Just gaze upon his coat. It is made of the finest sewn unto humanity. And his trousers, his shoes, everything about him radiates nobility. Being so young, He could only be a prince.
Sebastian proudly analyzed what he had observed, sharing his thoughts with Ariel. Ariel whispered, her heart racing. Ariel watched as he smiled warmly, holding hand with other amidst the resonating music that filled the silent night.
As the night grew late, the lights dimmed, the fireworks faded, and the sound of cannon ceased. The only remaining noise was the sea growing ever louder in its roar. Princess Ariel, the youngest, still perched upon the waves, gazed through the ship's windows. The wind picked up, the ship weighed anchor, and the sails filled one by one. Then the waves began to swell larger, the dark clouds gathering ominously. Soon flashes and lightning illuminated the space above. A storm bore down upon them, just as the signs had foretold. The sailors hurriedly lowered the sails. The vessel pitched violently upon the tumultuous waters. Each wave surged higher, dark as night, towering like colossal mountains, threatening to crash upon the masts. The ship jabbed and rose with the frothy onslaught of the sea. The thick wooden beams of the vessel started to splinter beneath the relentless assault of the waves.
At this rate, the ship will surely break apart,
Sebastian said in worry, recalling his experience of sinking a ship. Ariel responded cheerfully,
It's all right. We will save everyone from the ship and bring them to live with us in the palace. No ship is no trouble at all.
Humans can only swim in the water. They cannot live beneath the waves. There is oxygen to breathe, and there is very little of it down here. Some places lack this very air altogether. Unlike us, they can only breathe at the surface. Without breath, humans will perish.
Sebastian explained to Ariel what he had learned from his travels and encounters with humans. Upon hearing this, Ariel gasped in horror.
Oh no, I cannot let him die. I will go and tell my father to seize his storm at once.
Sebastian hastily interjected.
Princess Ariel, you mustn't do that. Storms have their purpose in nature. Your father performed his duties. You cannot interfere just because...
Before Sebastian could finish, another immense wave crashed, shattering the ship, the mainmast snapping like a fragile reed. The ship tilted perilously to one side as water poured into the hold. The sky darkened so that Ariel could no longer discern anything around her. Occasionally, lightning would illuminate the scene, and she frantically searched for the prince. At last, Ariel spotted the prince. He was sinking beneath the water along with the remnants of the ship. She swam to him, cradling his head and pushing him above the surface.
I can't let you die.
She repeated this with fierce determination, striving to reassure herself. Ariel held the prince afloat until dawn broke and the storm passed.
In the mornings, the sun shone brightly with a red glow. The sea no longer bore trace of the splendid royal ship from the night before or the grand birthday celebration. The prince seemed alive. He still breathed. Yes, his eye remained firmly shut. Ariel kissed his forehead. His body felt as cold as marble statue. In her garden, she guided the prince toward the shore, her heart fervently wishing for his survival. Sebastian swam ahead, seeking the right path. True to his promise, he vowed to accompany Ariel wherever she went until he could no longer do so. After a long while, as the sun climbed higher in the sky, Sebastian and Ariel finally spotted land. They beheld tall green mountain, their peak cloaked in snow, gleaming like a flock of swans asleep. At the mountain's foot, close to the beach, lovely lush forests unfolded alongside with a white house adorned with a bell tower. Lemons and orange hung heavily from the tree, while coconuts grew at the entrance. The sea lapped against the shore, forming a small bay with calm, deep water, encircled by rocky cliffs. Ariel gently carried the prince toward the house, laying him upon the soft sand beach and carefully elevating his head.
The bells in the charming white house chimed long and melodiously. A group of young girls poured out into the garden to play. Ariel hurriedly hid behind a rock, still able to see the prince. After a moment, one girl approached him, following by others. Ariel watched as the prince began to regain consciousness. He smiled at the girls. As they helped him into the house, Sebastian urged Ariel to return to the undersea kingdom. As soon as she surfaced, the princess met the prince.
Yes, but the prince doesn't know about Ariel yet.
Let's go to bed early and wait for the next session of the Little Mermaid to see how the princess and the prince will meet.
I wish my little angel a good night's sleep.
I kiss you long on your forehead.
See you again next time.